49, 50, 51, 52! Both decks have exactly 52 cards! Yay! Both a standard deck of playing cards and the Sakura cards consist of exactly 52 cards! Both of them! I remember feeling so relieved. Like, okay, I have enough. So I printed out the card artwork, cut it out, and glued it onto real playing cards and painted the side in pink. I basically made my own deck of cards. I also built a fan website. That was my introduction to coding, actually. I wrote a fanfic where I invented new cards and I did fan dubs of the show, which also got me into voice acting. And now I'm making my own magical girl game. I'm right in the middle of designing the magic system. And I kept coming back to Sakura because she does something that no other magical girl show does. And I think it's the reason little me made a whole deck of cards out of paper and glue. So, what is it? Greetings, universe! I'm SpaceC. I'm a game developer who really loves magical girls. Did you notice how, in many magical girl shows, your power is kind of your identity? It's not a bad thing. These shows are really good. So the question is not about that. The question is what Sakura does instead of tying a single power to an identity, and why it turns Cardcaptor Sakura into one of the best magical girl shows. Bloom has fire, and her whole arc is about the mystery of where that fire came from. Flora has nature. She's gentle, she's nurturing. The power is a major part of her personality. Tekna has technology. And as a kid, I thought that was so cool. Technology as a power? What? Are you telling me I can be a total dork and still be a beautiful, magical, powerful fairy? I really saw myself in her, and she was my favorite. And then there's Stella, Sun and Moon, which sounds like she gets to be two things, but really it's one identity, radiance. She's vain, she's stellar, she's blinding. She should be, by all means, the stereotypical mean girl of the show, but she's not, and I love that about her. Even Darcy, a villain, follows this rule: darkness and psychic manipulation. You exactly know who she is before she even speaks. And when I started designing the magic system for my game, my first instinct was to follow the same rule. Give the player one element and tie it to their identity. Except that felt boring to play. But the obvious fix, giving the player access to multiple elements, felt even worse. Because suddenly the player feels like Avatar Aang, the chosen one, and that's the opposite of what I want to do. I want to tell Toph's story, not Aang's. Like, imagine the show if it started with Toph hiding from her parents, beating up men 3 times her size, and suddenly she finds herself on an adventure around the world, discovering metal bending and becoming the best earthbender ever. It was always cool to me to think about the perspective of the secondary characters. Imagine the show if it was from Ira's perspective, or maybe even the cabbage guy. He would have convinced us that the gang is the true villains of the story. I want the player to feel like they belong to the world, like they're ordinary beings in it. So back to Sakura. Sakura starts with a wand and a job. Her only power is windy. She has to go find the cards one by one, and each one she captures is like a different Winx or Avatar element. But here's what inspires me when I work on my own magic system for my game. It's not just that each card has its own personality, it's that Sakura has a relationship with each one. She doesn't just collect them, she cares for them, and they care for her back. My favorite card is Mirror. After causing lots of trouble, she eventually wanted to be captured. She helped Sakura to catch her because she was ready. She wasn't a tool Sakura picked up. She was a character who chose Sakura to be her master. And Sakura, for her part, never treated her like a tool either. That mutual care makes the capture feel emotional instead of just satisfying. Every card Sakura captures is a relationship, and that is what no other magical girl show does. Let me know other shows that do that. I want to watch them. I'm thinking Soul Eater, but it's not exactly a magical girl series, I think. Other shows give their characters one power and tie it to their identity. Sakura gets all the powers, and she earns each one through a relationship. And what's great about Sakura's world and magic system is that she's not the only one who can use elemental magic. Shaoran can too. So can Erio. What makes Sakura different isn't special access to all elements. It's the deep relationships she builds with each element, with each card. And that was the moment I understood what I actually wanted my game to feel like. I wanted powers to be relationships. Actually, while we're talking about relationships in the show, in the manga, Tomoyo admits that her feelings for Sakura are romantic, and this information just sits there in the manga. Nobody talks about this enough, and I think about it more than I should. Clamp gave us so much representation in a kids show. I crave shows that treat these topics like they're no big deal. We need more of them. So, not every card is successful in this personality and relationship thing with Sakura, and I want to explain why, because there are actually a few different ways it can fail. Take Bubbles. Look at the card design. She's a little mermaid girl with pearls in her hair and a blue gem, bubbly necklace kind of thing. She looks like she has something to say, but she never appeared in the show, and her power is completely useless when you have Watery. She looks like she has personality, but she never got the chance to have a relationship. Then there's Sword. Sword actually has an interesting episode. She has a violent personality. She's actually scary with her mind controlling powers. But her episode is really about Rika. The violent personality exists, but the relationship with Sakura is not there. It's the relationship between Rika and Sakura that is being highlighted at the expense of the sword card. And the last example is Float. We have Fly! Float is kind of useless and forgettable. The only reason I remember it is because Shaoran used Sakura's name for the first time in that episode. And it has nothing to do with Float. 3 different failures, 0 relationships. The cards that stay with you are the ones where the capture means something between Sakura and that specific card. Mirror stays with you because Mirror chose Sakura. Bubble, Sword, Float, and a few more. They didn't really get that moment, so you care for them less. And this is the mistake I'm most scared of making. It's not that difficult to design a power, but for me at least, it's really hard to design a personality. The reason Sakura's magic system is so special to me isn't the number of powers. It's not even just that the powers have personalities. It's that Sakura has a relationship with each one. She cares for them, and they care for her. She's not just collecting more powers, but she also collects new friends. For me, it changes everything about how the magic in the show feels. And this doesn't have to be your entire magic system. Hextech in Arcane doesn't have a personality, it's just a power source. But Victor's Hex Core does. It has hunger, it behaves like a parasite, it wants something, and that one relationship between Victor and that one object changes everything about how his story feels in season 1. You don't need to redesign the whole world, you just need one relationship like that somewhere in the world. So, here's what I want you to do. Think about your world that you're creating, either it's your game or your story, whatever you're building. Find one power source, one ability, one object that some character uses. It doesn't have to be the main character, it can be a side character too. And build one relationship between them. Give it a want. Give your character a reason to care about it. See if it helps your world feel more deep. You don't need 52 cards, you need one mirror. In my game, I took this relationship thing one step further. The power doesn't have a personality. The cute creatures you raise have it, and the cute creatures are your power. Their element determines your magical abilities. But let me share with you the part that is directly Sakura's philosophy turned into a game mechanic. The deeper your bond with your cute creature is, the more powerful your transformation becomes. It's not just that the relationship exists, the depth of the relationship determines the strength of the magic. Sakura cared for her cards, and they cared for her back. In my game, that care changes what you're capable of. If you want to be one of the first people to actually feel whether this works, or tell me where I got it completely wrong, I'm looking for playtesters. Link is in the description. I plan to share more about my game in future videos, and if you want to see how this power and relationship thing plays out in one of the best games ever made, I broke down exactly why you won't be able to stop playing Hades. Same idea, different world. See you soon!